to operate far below their milling I think he has now frozen, but he's doing it deliberately, I think, because he knows. Yeah, so noting that the decline in the sugarcane farming has forced local millers to operate far below their milling capacities and push the country to an over-reliance on net importation of sugar, which negatively impacts on the balance of trade, and noting that the decline in sugar production is attributable to the factors such as mismanagement, interference, and unfair competition from the cheap imported sugar. Further concerned that the state-owned sugar millers like Mumia Sugar Company and Zoya Sugar Company ceased milling while owing farmers hundreds of millions of shillings, and appreciating that the government has been putting in place strategies, policies, and regulations to define roles of millers and major players and stakeholders in the sugar industry in a bid to revamp the sector. Concerned that the acute shortage of sugarcane resulting from mass abandonment of sugarcane farming continues to roll back initiatives of reviving sugar milling. And recognizing that further investment in revamping sugar companies before reviving sugarcane farming would occasion loss of invested public funds instead of yielding success. Now, therefore, this House resolves that the national government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, reviews the sugar development policies to provide that every investor miller sets aside definite funds for development of sugarcane farming, incentivizing farmers to embrace sugarcane growing and to enhance cane production in each of the respective zones. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So we shall go back to order number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
I think we have a question by the Honorable Robert Gishumu, member for Gishugu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, it's a request for statement. And it's a request for statement regarding the payment of tea bonuses for Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the payment of tea farmers' annual bonuses in the Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, in mid-September 2024, the Board of Directors for Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories in Geshogo constituency declared the payment of bonuses for the period between 1st July 2023 and 30th June 2024. These factories, which fall under Zone 5 of the 2 tea growing regions, were ultimately to pay at Kenya shillings 51 per kilogram and 46 per kilogram, respectively. The declaration, which fell lower than expected payments, has sparked mass demonstrations and a boycott of tea plucking by farmers who primarily depend on tea farming for their livelihoods. This situation poses a serious risk to the economic development in the region. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Tea Development Agency National Chairman, Mr. Enos Jero, via a public announcement stating that the bonus would be at least 60 shillings per kilogram. The lower payments have thus led to widespread dissatisfaction and accusations of misleading information. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and to appraise the House on the following. 1, provide a detailed breakdown of the total gross tea bonus payments per kilogram of green tea leaves that should have been payable to farmers before deductions. 2, a clear explanation of the deductions made from the gross payments that resulted in the declared net pay for both Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories. 3, a clarification on amounts reserved or retained from farmers' payments for per kilogram of green tea leaf and the specific purposes of these reserves or retentions and whether they can be disbursed as part of additional payments to farmers beyond the declared net bonus. And finally, the basis on which the KTDA National Chairman, Mr. Enos Jeru, publicly declared that the bonus payment for the period would be at least 60 shillings per kilogram of green tea leaf. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and this is a very, very urgent request for statement because the farmers in the two or under the two factories are still on the boycott. They are not plucking tea. So I request for an urgent response to this request for statement, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, is the chairperson here for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock Development? Okay, Honorable Brighton, you're going to speak. Give him the mic.
Okay, Madam Speaker, this matter by Honorable Kishumu is related to the two others that we had, there's two other statements that we had done before, and we request for 2 weeks so that we can be able to do a reply.
Right. Deputy Majority Leader, you'd ensure that it goes to the desk of the Agriculture Committee. Next, we have a statement by the Honorable Francis Sigay, member for Sotik.
Request for a statement regarding the status of construction of Jeborge Junction, Kiwastuya Road, and Sotik Silala Road. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the status on construction of Jeborge Junction, Kiwastuya Market Road, and Sotik Silalo Road. Honorable Speaker, on 8 May 2021, the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, awarded MSQ Construction Limited a contract to upgrade the Jeborge Junction, Kiwastuya Market Road, and the Sotik Silalo Road to bitumen standards for a contract of Kenya shillings 590,662,680 shillings. The project was initially scheduled to commence on 6th of July 2021, but commenced on 3rd of August 2021, with a completion date of 3rd March 2023. In addition, it is alleged that the contractor has been paid the full contract sum, yet the project remains incomplete. The excruciating delay in completion of upgrading of the road has severely impacted businesses in the area, with farmers facing challenges in transporting their produce to the markets. This has resulted in a substantial losses for families dependent on these businesses for their livelihoods. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1, challenges experienced by the project leading to prolonged delay in completing the upgrading of Cheborge Junction, Kibwastu Market Road, and Sotix Lala Road. 2, state whether the full contract sum for the project was paid to the contractor, and the justification for the payment despite the project being incomplete. 3, an update on when the contractor will resume the works and expected timelines for completion of road, considering that the Sotix Lala Road is impassable. And 4, the measures being taken by the ministry to ensure that value for the money is obtained with respect to the project without causing significant inconveniences to the locals, and alternative measures for the impassable section of the road. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I think that should be marked to the departmental committee, the Committee on Transport and Infrastructure. Is there a member here or the chairperson? Again, Deputy Majority Leader, I will leave that to you. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's go to answers to the questions that have been posed last week. So the Honorable Meli, Member for Tinderet, Chair of the Education Committee. You have a response for the Honorable Edith Nyenze, MP for Kitui West.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Edith Nyenze, as per Standing Order 44.2c on 21st of August, requested for statement on the employment status of P1 teachers who upgraded their education with a view to being absorbed as junior secondary school teachers. Honorable Speaker, the issue raised by Honorable Nyenze is an issue of national concern to the teachers of this country, especially those who upgraded with the intention of going to implement as part of the retooling of the CBC. In response to that particular statement, Honorable Speaker, I did transmit the question to the concerned government agency, the Teacher Service Commission, who actually gave me the document that I have, and I will actually do, I'll skim through the document, Honorable Speaker. Thereafter, I'll hand it over to Honorable Nyenze to go through it, and if there are any further clarification, you will actually seek them later. The Teacher Service Commission responded as follows to the issues raised in the statement. That the report on the policy framework while TSC directed P1 teachers to upgrade their courses. This is a policy paper on why the Teacher Service Commission directed P1 teachers to upgrade. With the introduction of the competence-based curriculum, it became necessary for P1 teachers to be trained on the new pedagogical skills to enable them to effectively implement the new curriculum and disseminate knowledge to learners. The other policy is that, according to the Commission, accordingly, the Commission did put in place an elaborate and comprehensive program for P1 teachers employed by the Commission to be retooled on the new pedagogical skills to upgrade them to effectively disseminate the knowledge. The other policy statement is that the Commission is aware that the policy direction by the Ministry of Education was based on the recommendation of the Fatuma Chege's task force on enhancing access, relevance, training, equity, and quality for effective curriculum reforms and implementation 2020. The report of the Presidential Working Party 2023 that recommended that Ministry of Education ensures that all teachers who graduated before 2023 undergo mandatory one-year retooling and upgrading program to align with the new curriculum. This upgrading is essential to teachers to acquire proficiency in CBC implementation. That is actually the policy behind telling the teachers to go. Number two, a timeline when the preferred teachers, question 2 was, she asked that a timeline of when the referred teachers will receive certificates for the diploma courses they pursued. That's the question asked by honorable member. Noting the upgrading program for P1 teachers who are not yet employed by the commission, the timelines may be provided by the Ministry of Education, who coordinated the program. Madam Speaker, the providers of the diploma training, and I think this is where the teaching and training of the teachers took place, was in the primary teachers training colleges, which the Teacher Service Commission indicated here is actually the preserve of the Ministry of Education. In so doing, I also went ahead and asked the ministry to really give us, and that is something which I did as a chair, to give us the timelines under which these certificates are supposed to be issued. And I think that is a supplementary question which the Ministry of Education needs to give on this. On question 3, she sought an explanation as to why the Commission is here to prioritize and consider P1 teachers whom it advised to augment their education for purposes of absorption as GSS teachers. The Teacher Service Commission indicated on that question that in the wake of CBC, it became pertinent for P1 teachers to be retooled on the new pedagogical skills to enable them to effectively implement the new curriculum. Accordingly, the purpose of retooling the P1 teachers was to effectively equip them to better teach CBC at the primary level and not at the JSS level. That is, the P1 is supposed to teach the CBC in grade 1 to grade 6, not at the JSS. Number 7, to this end, the course content of the upgrade in Diploma Primary Education Program is designed specifically for primary education to improve quality teaching and in the primary. Additionally, the career pathway for teachers teaching at JSS is that of secondary school teacher, distinct from P1 teacher at the primary school level. Hence, the upgrade was not intended as a pathway for P1 teachers to be absorbed into JSS. The fourth question was the steps taken by the Commission, or what steps has the Commission taken to ensure that P1 teachers who upgraded their education are absorbed in the rightful job grades? Honorable Speaker, this is a question which is asked by every teacher who was upgraded, even in my constituency and even in the country at large. Teachers are asking, we have been retooled. We are no longer the P1 certificate. We have gotten a diploma. The Teacher Service Commission has made the following statement, that the upgrade in Diploma Primary Education Program is meant to equip P1 teachers with the required pedagogical skills to implement CBC at the primary school level. These teachers, once employed, are posted to public primary schools. In view of the upgrading program and the ongoing certification by NEC, the Commission will commence the review of its career progression guidelines for purposes of grading such teachers. Actually, this particular statement, Madam Speaker, is actually not indicating when these people will be paid for the opportunities forgone. So it has actually said that they are going to look at the career progression guidelines for purposes of grading for the upgrading of the teachers. This is the statement, and I've just gone through it. The whole statement is actually bulky, and it has